So I'm back, my colleagues, my fellow colleagues. I hope you're all well again. I want to pick up with part 6 now and try to get chapter 3 done. So we're up to earnings per share, and you see this all the time in the news if you trade. So you notice what it says. It's generally of interest to present or prospective stockholders and management. So how much are they earning per share out there? All right, and this is important. As noted earlier, earnings per share represents the number of dollars earned during the period on behalf of each outstanding share of common stock. Okay? So this is real important. I look at this all the time in real life. So this is really not compared against other companies. It's just compared against the company internally against itself over time. So earnings per share is earnings available for common stockholders, which is on the bottom of the income statement, divided by the number of shares of common stock outstanding. So this you're going to have to probably find out. I don't know if this is available. It might be on the income statement, okay, or on the annual report. So you simply divide these, and you'll notice how the analyst is going to be a little happy how it's gone up by about 5 cents here. So the earnings per share have gone up. So, they find that, so they find that interesting. And you can see there's a nice little blurb here that how it's gone up, but Whole Foods repurchased shares in 2016, which made the earnings per share go up, so that declined. And firms repurchase shares for many reasons. One reason is to put excess cash held by a company into the hands of the stockholders, but another may be to increase the earnings per share figure. Anyway, that's an important consideration you see all the time. All right, so we now move on to the return on total assets, and I'll go through these somewhat quick. And this is available again for common stockholders. This is on the bottom of the income statement, and total assets is on the bottom of the balance sheet. So you could kind of see here. So the return on total assets has gone down from 2015 to 2016. So this is going to measure the overall effectiveness of management in generating profits. All right. Okay, the other one is return on equity. And again, the same thing, earnings available for common stockholders off of the income statement divided by common stock equity off of the balance sheet. So remember that total assets is equal. You got to remember this, right? The total assets is equal to the firm's equal the sum of the liabilities and equity. This is an important consideration, right? Will it let me highlight this here? Let's see. No, I guess it won't let me highlight that. So I'll highlight up to there. There you go. That's good. And there's a couple important bullet points here, right, that one has to know. When a firm has positive earnings available for common stockholders, its return on equity will be greater than its return on assets. And vice versa here, okay? And there's a good write-up here about why that's so, why these 2 bullet points is so, okay? And again, it's all, and here it is, it all ties into financial leverage, okay? And that's and that's what makes for the differences here, okay? All right, so let's move on now. And again, here's the review questions. All right, so we got market ratios now. There's a couple left here. And here is the price earnings ratio. And this is the price market price per share of common stock. Now, you're going to have to get that from the newspapers, right? The market price per share of common stock is the current price for that day at the end of that day, okay? So that's available from the newspapers, divided by earnings per share, okay? And you can clearly see here the PE ratio for U.S. stocks, okay? And you'll notice here this is remember there's a recession here. These are recession lines. See these gray lines? These mark recessions. Okay, so here's a simple calculation for the PE ratios, okay, for two years. And again, you got to get the stock price from the out market, okay? Okay, this ratio is called the market to book ratio. And this provides, let's click on this here, okay? An assessment of how investors view the firm's performance. Firms expected to earn high returns relative to their risk typically sell at higher market to book multiples, okay? So the book value of common stock is real important, and that's the value shown on the balance sheet, okay? That was when it was first sold, okay? Okay, so again, here's the total common stock equity, and here's the number of shares of common stock outstanding. That'll give you the book value of the common stock, okay? So you get the book value by doing the simple calculation. Okay, this is the basically the balance sheet, and here's the number of common stock outstanding, maybe off of the income statement, or you got to check the market. And then you basically take the here's the book value you calculated here, and here's the market price per share of common stock, and they go through the simple calculation here for you. So that's that. Okay. So basically, there's a couple interesting things. The stock of firms that investors expect to perform well, firms that improve profits, increase their market share, or launch successful products typically sell at higher mark-to-book ratios than the stock of firms with less attractive outlooks. Okay, so I guess I got a lot of emails coming in. Sorry about that. So let's move on. So here's the complete ratio analysis, and all the equations we went through, everything is shown here. This is a great table to show you what went on. And you can see they do an evaluation here, right? Look, here's the industry average. Here's the cross-sectional, and here's the time series, okay? I don't know if this will let me. Let's see. Can I highlight this? Oh, yes, I can. Look at that. Okay, and here's all the numbers for Whole Foods. Here's the industry. So you'll notice, okay. And you'll notice it says here, watch. There may be a problem here. Okay, so there may be a problem there. And there may be a problem here. And there may be a problem here. And there may be some other problems here. But this is great. And again, you should go through the math. Here's the equations and figure out where they came up with all these, okay? It's a great table. And here's the analysis, okay? Here's the great analysis. And they tell you what they've done and what they should do based on the liquidity, their activity, the debt, the profitability, the market, and the market as a whole. Okay. All right. I'm going to hold off there. Okay. I think we're pretty much done. I'm not going to go over the DuPont system. You're not responsible for the DuPont system. Okay. Just the simple ratios we did. Okay. And I believe this is a video on the DuPont system. You could watch that. Okay. And if you'd like. All right. So so that's it for chapter. That's it for chapter 3, and I'll make a video for chapter 4. Alrighty, everybody have a wonderful Sunday, my colleagues, and you'll hear from me soon with regard to chapter